What is up, everybody? Welcome back. We are here live again for another season of the Hoop State High School Tour. Miles Mastrocola, Rod Bridgers, Anthony Simmons. We're heading up to the 757, Virginia Beach, the Neptune tip-off. This is a really loaded event. I'm going to run through the games real quick. Friday, 4 o'clock, Peninsula Catholic taking on Mount Zion Prep. 5:30 girls game between Catholic High School out of Virginia taking on Potomac High School. At 7 o'clock, the Broughton Caps are making the trip up from Raleigh to Virginia Beach to take on Miller School. And at 8:30, Catholic High School is taking on Highland School with Nate Ament out of Virginia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. At noon on Saturday, this is a great Saturday matinee event, so you're out of this event by 6:30. 12 o'clock, Cape Henry Collegiate versus Mount Zion Prep. 1:30, Peninsula Catholic versus Blue Ridge. 3 o'clock, Highland versus Broughton. And then at 4:30, Catholic High School versus Miller School. There is a lot of firepower in this event, and it's headlined by one of the nation's best in 2025, and Mr. Nate Ament. And I got to see it a lot this summer. I don't know how much you guys got to watch it.
Yep.
Whether it was in person or from afar, but this kid is just entering another stratosphere.
Yeah, Mr. Rebok. Okay, Mr. Rebok. That's his name for the rest of the season.
Yep.
Mr. Rebok like that. What's crazy is, I remember when you first saw him, you was kind of telling me and Rod about him, and we got a chance to see him. So the beauty of seeing him grow into this is just special, because that's what the Hoop State is about, man. Just like us being able to travel around and see these kids mature and turn into stars is a beautiful thing, yo.
Yeah,
He's one of them.
He is. And I don't know if I count June basketball games as official. Do you count team camp games as official games?
Depends.
What if you're playing Paul VI at DeMatha?
Oh, yeah, that counts.
So 41-27 against Paul VI at DeMatha. I got to see that game live. It was, I mean, at least in the last couple of years, one of the best, if not the best individual performance I've seen on a high school.
Right. And I think it's worth noting that, you know, there are people out there that's saying that he's pushing AJ DeBonce. I mean, you had a conversation about it.
I don't know if he's pushing DeBonce or Boozer.
I said that. Yeah. Go ahead.
He is, I think, in my opinion, the best player in the country, or best prospect in the country that's last name isn't DeBonce or Booster.
Fair.
Okay, that's fair.
Sure.
I think he is a top 3 prospect, no doubt. And I do think when they're all 28, there's a world where Nate's the best of all the 3. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think AJ is the best player in the country. That's a whole other.
Yeah.
It is a roll of the dice. It is a roll of the dice. But what we're saying is Nate Ament is that good that he is at the very least.
The fact that he's
in the conversation with guys that we know as blue chip guys that are about to get $5 million to play in college. So
facts.
That's the kind of player he is. And he's got a big game in one of our state's best against Broughton High School and Jordan Page, who before the wall last year, we'd heard, there's this kid at Broughton that's pretty good. And then we saw the jungle, we're like, oh.
That game against Cannon, yes.
Yeah. and what do you guys expect from Jordan Page and Broughton, not only in this event, but throughout the season?
I think this year we're going to see a jump. Because I'm interested to see him and the different type of looks he gets with his coach, right? Like, we can't, overlook the fact that Scott Wood
100%
coach at Broughton. And for me, the thing about this is, this is a guy, one of the best shooters to lace him up at NC State. But when you're a shooter, right, you love sets. You know how to move around. So you're not just going to have to guard him one way. And that's what I'm interested to see. And I think for his development, that's a beautiful thing, because it's not just going to be ISO dominant. It's not just going to be transition. You're going to be able to see him in layers and layers and layers. And I'm sorry, Raleigh, you better play zone, because I don't how you going to check him? It's not a lot of teams man to man that have the personnel to deal with him. He's a specimen.
And they have shooter like Hudson Vesterro can shoot the cover off the ball. And we're going to see Jordan Page play some point guard this year.
This is what I'm saying.
We're going to see Jordan Page play some mismatch 4 this year. We're going to see him everywhere in between, because Scott knows that in order to maximize a kid's like this development, you have to have that. And I think if you look at what Scott's done the last couple years with Swish, they're going to be buttoned up. They're going to run their stuff. They're going to be organized. They're going to do things the right way. The kids are going to get better.
Thanks.
So it's easy to see how that's going to happen with them. They will have their hands full with the 2 games they have this weekend.
No.
With Miller and with Highland, it's going to be nuts. And I want to talk about Miller really quick. Ryan Crotty, what a blow up he had this summer. Mullet flowing in the wind, just spraying the best players and teams in the country week after week, answering a lot. I had a low major head coach. I sent him film on Crotty in February. He said he's not a Division I player.
Yeah, he also needs to be checked.
Bad evaluators.
He also needs to be checked for narcotics.
I will say this. Ryan Crotty proved to everyone he's a high major player this summer. And the way he shot the basketball.
He has an irrational confidence. Like just
And you have to,
I
you
love
know
the
that
cockiness.
better than anybody.
I love the cockiness.
You are a shot maker. You know, in order
love
to
it.
be at that level, maybe not the most athletic, may not have the best positional size. He's still 6'5", 6'6". You have to have that, and he's got it.
Facts. Unlimited range.
Oh man, he's gonna make a lot of threes in Stillwater. Oh my god. Oh
yes.
my god.
Oklahoma
that
State
crowd,
commit.
how they turn. Oh, absolutely.
And lastly, Catholic, Ashton Walker played with Boo Williams this summer, going to Radford. He's a big-time player. And he's a guy that will be one to watch in this event. And, yeah, it should be a good one. Any final thoughts on this one?
I mean, I would be jealous if I wasn't going home that I'm not going to this event, but I'm cool. You know, I'll get to watch the playback.
Yeah, for sure.
The real rock with the name Neptune Tip-Off sound business. That's just keeping it real.